right. Let's see if this is working here. Facebook Live. We are 3 minutes early, so we'll see who jumps on here, and we'll do a little Q&A on raising private money. It's been a while since I've done a Facebook Live, so I'm gonna make sure that this is all working properly for everybody, because I know the system has changed. Moving my screens around, making sure everything works here. All right. Share this. Hey Tyler, how you doing? Matt, how you doing? Just getting set up here, guys. So thought I'd get it on a couple minutes early and give people time to get in and say hello. Can you hear me? If you can, please give me a thumbs up or say yes in the comments. I'd really appreciate that. Facebook has done some changes to their live format over the last 6 months or so, so I just want to make sure that I got everything going the right way. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right. I know a lot of you guys always ask me about raising private money, or actually a lot of you don't even ask me. A lot of times for the entry questions for the group, thanks guys, Daniel, Condi, thanks for letting me know about the sound. I appreciate it, and welcome to this little chat. One of the funniest things that happened when I added the questions for entry into the group is a lot of you guys say what you need, but then in the group you never ask questions to start those conversations. And a lot of people are always asking about private money, finding money, how to raise capital, all that kind of stuff. And a couple different reasons why I thought, you know what, today's a really good day for me to talk about private money and some of the things that worked for me to grow my real estate investing business, and actually has helped me become a private lender as well in some aspects. It's it's funny because there's a lot of people that think you come from money when you really don't, or you had some sort of advantage. And I always tell the story about how I remember having powdered milk as a kid. Not to say that we were dirt poor or anything like that, but we didn't have a lot. I didn't come from money. I didn't know about money. I didn't know about raising money. Even when I got into real estate investing, I really didn't know about it for a number of years. For you guys who know my story and know my background over these last few years of me being kind of in the spotlight, I've said some of this stuff before. But my first deals I did with my own money. I got traditional loans. I didn't raise any private capital. I didn't know about hard money lenders. I didn't even know how to go about doing that. Excuse me. Now I don't honestly know what my last count was. I think we're over $60 million that we've raised for deals all across the country. That we've for rental properties, rental portfolios, fix and flip properties, you name it. We've done it, residential and commercial, and now it seems easy, but I go back to it was about 2013, I think it was, when I started getting into raising private capital. And it really started with me networking. And a lot of you, if you know, hang on, I'm just making sure that we're getting everything updated here. And hey guys, as I'm talking, I'm planning for this to go maybe 20 minutes. So as I'm talking, if I say something and you have a question, type it in there, please. I'm watching the comments rolling through, and I want to make sure that you know that this is an open forum. It's not just me being a talking head. I want you to bring your questions. So if I say something, ask a question. Because having been doing this for, I guess, raising private capital for my own deals over the last 7 years, I sometimes forget some of the minutia that I actually do or don't have to do now, because when I'm asking one of my private lenders for money, I just send them a text message now. And I say, hey, I got this deal, it's this, you want it. And, that sounds pretty simple, but it wasn't always like that. So let me tell you a little about where I actually started raising private capital. And it was in at a 3-day real estate seminar. Now, we're not really having those anymore, right? It's a little different than it was now that we're in COVID, but there's all different ways to network and meet people and like-minded people that understand the benefits of real estate. But that's where I started. Talking with other people. I had already done, at that time, I've probably already been part of somewhere around 100 deals, 75 deals, I think, in 2013. And so I had experience. And I was at this venue where there was probably 300 different people that all paid whatever it was, $2,500, $3,500 to be there. And it was a captive audience. They were all listening, and you know what? I was getting out of my comfort shell. I was raising my hand, answering questions, and I kind of became a go-to knowledgeable guy in that setting. Now, I was still nervous as hell asking people for money, but I knew that that was one of my purposes for being there. Because I can tell you, first off, if you're looking for private money, you're not going to get it unless you ask for it. And it's not just asking for it, it's how you ask it and how you present yourself, present your deal. And one of the main things is that you do have to have confidence. And it was the confidence in the deals I've always had, because I know my numbers and I've done a bunch, and I've been in this business a long time. But even talking to a new investor, I still get nervous sometimes. It all depends on the deal, the situation, where I'm at, if I'm prepared. But having confidence in the deal and knowing that you can do it right. And that's how I raised some of my first money. And it wasn't like, oh, I'll write you a check for $3 million, go ahead and spend it and do some flips. That's not how it works. I had to wine and dine people. I gave presentations, not physical presentations, but I had a 6-page little mailer that I would send them, PDF in an email. And it had the details of the actual deals I was doing. And I was presenting them an offer for them to make money, right? It's about them making money. It's not about you making money with them. It's about them making money, them having increased returns. And that 6-page mailer became too complicated, too time-consuming. That's the word. Too time-consuming for me to continually do. And as I was doing more and more deals, and I wasn't getting a lot of responses on those either, because there was a bunch of information. So I knocked it down to 3 pages, then 2 pages, and then just a 1-page flyer. So I kept it simple, but I kept at it. And eventually I had people from that group start saying, you know what, I'll jump on this one, because they saw multiple deals from me. You can't give up. It's not the first conversation. It's the 5th conversation, or the 5th presentation, where they finally say, oh, you know what, I think I'll do that. I'm getting us to teach about REI to attract private money. Yes. Daniel, you have to educate them on what you're doing, because a lot of people that have money, maybe they're a doctor, a dentist, lawyer, whatever they are, sports player, all kinds of things. They know there's money to be made in real estate, but they don't understand how it works, the time frames, what you actually do to secure them, and what you do to the property. I mean, you can always go back to HGTV. Say, hey, you know what, the show's on HGTV? It's kind of like that, but not fake and phony. It's real. We don't have the drama, but at the end of the day, we end up with a beautiful property, but even more importantly, we get the returns we're looking for. And that's kind of the quick and easy way to tell people what we do. But you have to continually educate them. And one of the main things that you educate people on is that they missed out on opportunities. So I've said this before in different places, that I would send out a bulk email. And if you're one of, I can't see everyone that's on here, I do not like this new Facebook format. I'll be honest with you guys. I hope you guys like it okay. And everyone can hear me. Thumbs up, yeah. I'm getting some questions here. All right, we got a bunch of people in here. Taking a look at this. I would send out emails to everybody. Hey, Roger. I would send out emails to my potential lender list. These are people that I met at these events, and I would send them that presentation, the 6 pages, the 3 page, 1 page, whatever it was at that time, and I would send it out to my 10, 20 people that I had on my list that I'd already had relationship contacts with. They knew me. I was shaking their hand and had face-to-faces, and I would send out these deals. Sometimes I would fund these deals myself with my own money or with a hard money lender, and I might already have known that I was funding this deal myself, and what I would do is I would send the deal out to them anyways, and then the next day or 2 hours later, I would respond to them and say, deal's gone, it's off the table. Somebody jumped on it, it's no longer available. And you create scarcity in the marketplace. Like, oh, everyone else is jumping on this. You missed out on an opportunity. It must have been a great opportunity. They're going to think because somebody else took it. And you do that a few different times, and you do that a few different times, and you get somebody that's like, you know what? I'm going to jump on the next one, and you send it out there. What is going on with the sound? My sound is reading good on my end, guys. Let's fix that a little bit. Let's see if that works. So I would do that, and that's how I started raising private money. And quickly there was 500,000 available for me, then $1 million, and then I had $2 million to play with, and then I had unlimited funds. But then it was the terms that I wanted to change. I didn't want to share 50% of my profit or 30% of my profit. I wanted to get it down to reasonable interest rates, and then maybe interest but no points. And so I played with that as my stuff grew. Let's answer a couple questions here. So do you send out post-project ROI so that investors know your track record? Great. That's a great question. And yeah, I would definitely do that. So I would send out to my potential investor list, hey, here's one that we just closed up, finished off, investor got paid off this. Now, there's a lot of rules as far as what you can and can't say. You can't go blanket out saying, hey, who wants 73% returns? Right? Like, I'm promising you a 73% return. Well, you better give that. But every once in a while, we'd have a project that really turned out a good return, and it would be something for where it was a profit share or something like that. And I would post what I actually paid somebody on a project. So I would definitely tell people about my successes. And that's something that you guys have to do too. But if you're new to this, you need to shout out other people's successes. Hey, this is what people are doing in my marketplace. Befriend a flipper or investor in your area, and you can raise private money to build rental portfolios too, and share in equity and rent and things like that. And you use that brag book or whatever you want to call it of completed projects, whether they're yours or somebody else's in your area. That's okay. Just be honest about it and let people know what you're doing, what you're capable of, and what the market's capable of. So Roger asked, what's a good way to find private lenders? For me, one of my things was drinking. I'd go out to the bars after these meetings, or if it was at a hotel, you go down to the bar and you just talk to people. Number one, it relaxed me. Now, I'm not condoning that you just go and get drunk and talk to people about money, because that's a kind of difficult area. You got to know your audience. Some people golf. Some people play sports and connect with people there. But for me, I found that I'd go to these real estate centric events or money centric events. Maybe it was a conference on stock trading or Forex that I was interested in, going there, and I would let people know what I'm already doing. No, I'm not going out there and pitching and telling people right there, oh, I got this deal, take a look at it, I need $250,000. I wasn't doing that kind of stuff. Because again, it's not the first conversation; it might be the fifth conversation that you need to close that deal. So I would say, give me your email, and I'll put you in my list and get you on the mailer list. So that's kind of stuff that I would do. To meet these people. Now you can always, there's ways to do that in Facebook where you shout out what you're doing and have conversations. Marcus, you're asking about going back to the things you can and can't do as far as the SEC. Now, I'm no SEC expert, Securities and Exchange Commission, right? I think that's right, if anyone wants to verify that. Those rules have changed over the last couple of years too, and I haven't dug into it. I'm not building a fund. When I bring in my private investors, I bring them in on a per deal basis. When the deal closes, they get paid. That's the way I've always liked to do it. It's clean, easy books. I rarely hang on to somebody's money. It all depends on the relationship. Sometimes I've had people say, just keep my $1 million working. Keep it running. Cycling through, just send me the closeout so I know what the balance is. So you can send them monthly balance sheets and things like that. But we always did it as a partnership. We didn't pool money. That's one of the big issues with the SEC when you're pooling money, advertising, guaranteed returns, and things like that. Those cause issues. But if you're talking about past successes, we've never had an issue with that, and I've seen a lot of people do that kind of stuff too, and it drums up the investors. It really does. Now, one of the things the reason why I said that today was a really good day for this, because after this afternoon, I'm actually going to go hang out with one of my private investors, and like I said, drinking grew my business, and I'm going to go have some tequila with a buddy of mine. We're not going to talk much about deals. He's already investing with me, but it's a relationship. So I once a week I get somebody asking me, "Hey Luke, do you have any private investors that you can connect me with?" Well, no, because it's a relationship. I have that relationship with them. They give me and my companies money. They don't know you. They're not going to give you money. Even if I vouch for you, they're not interested in giving you money. You have to build those relationships. And if you look around and you connect with people, you'll find that those relationships are capable of being out there. Now, so that's just the fact that I'm going out and having some tequila is one of the reasons for me to do this little share here today. Another reason is because one of my buddies actually just wrote a book on this. And now, I've mentioned him before. We had him on Sips and Flips, and he's a really good friend. He's been in real estate a long time, and I wanted to give a shout out to him because he wrote a book, and I know how difficult that is. And he shares a ton of great information in it, and I happen to have it here. Some of you guys probably know him, Keith Yackey, Private Money Secrets. It's on Amazon. He's got some additional education stuff that you can click on in here, but Keith is one of my original teachers, one of my mentors, and now one of my great friends that taught me a lot of things that I still use in my business for raising private money. So if you guys haven't, had much luck with raising private money, I definitely recommend reading this book, Private Money Secrets. There you go. Private Money Secrets by Keith Yackey. Keith, thank you for writing that. It's got a bunch of I'm sure a lot of you guys have read my books. I try to write them simple, explanatory, but with a lot of meat. There's a lot of things in this book that are just small little nuggets, but there's so much of it. I definitely recommend you guys get it, and follow Keith on Facebook and Instagram. That's really, I wanted to share that because there's so much information for you guys out there, whether it's from my videos on YouTube, Keith's book here, but then just asking questions, learning how to talk to people, and going over thoughts on what you did when you talk to somebody and how you mess it up. And because that's going to happen. You're going to mess up these conversations with these private lenders. You're going to stumble over your words. You're going to say the wrong thing. They're going to look at you and be like, what the hell are you talking about? And then you got to get that out of your system, though, to get to the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one, and then all of a sudden there's money there for your deals. See, Marcus, I hope you're not saying you have to start drinking because I'm boring you. Are you using Lending Home or hard money or all private lenders? It depends on the deal. So I've got plenty of private money, but sometimes a hard money lender like Lending Home might make more sense for me. It all depends on where things are at. I have a couple different rate levels with my private lenders, and especially this year with COVID, a lot of things changed. I know that a lot of the hard money lenders changed what they were doing, but where some of them were giving me 100% of everything, then they stopped giving. They went to 80% of purchase or things like that. I'm like, I'm not really interested in that. So maybe I just use my private money lenders. But the main thing is making sure you have options between, once you've been in this business a while, hopefully between your own cash, your private lenders, hard money lenders, and even traditional financing for your BRRRR methods, right? Buy, rent, rehab, repeat. You guys know what it is. Let's see. I want to make sure I'm getting into some of this stuff here. Yeah, definitely, guys. Ask questions. We're only going to be on here a couple more minutes. I don't want to bore you too much. And like I said, I got a drink to go get. Let's see. If I'm just now building those relationships with private money lenders, what terms would you recommend we look out for? Obviously, we'll have to work our way to better terms with them as we provide more and more returns. Just want to know what to expect when starting out. Daniel, that's actually a great question. And I know that Keith tells this story in his book, and I've had similar situations too, where if you come out and say, I'll give you a 10% return, what if that person's only making 4%? And they would have been happy with 6, 7, or 8%. You just lost yourself money. So what you offer is dependent upon what they're already making. So you want to ask these people, well, what are you making on your money right now? What are you doing with your money? How's your money growing for you? You have to find your own words. I've always said that. I'm not huge on scripts, but it's talking in your own words, using some of the stuff that I teach or other people teach, and formulating it so it feels right when you say it. But you want to ask the people with the money what their money is doing for them right now. Because if they're making 18%, and you pencil out a deal and it's like, I can't pay them 18%, not worth your time. Not worth your time talking with them and sending this deal to them. Maybe in the future you're going to have some deals that you can show them, but 18%, that's a lot of money. Maybe, again, maybe they have it in a bank savings account and are making 0.007% or whatever it is. And it's cost them more to have it in the bank than it is to have it working. They might be happy with 5%. They might be happy with a flat fee. You really have to decide what is the right deal for you as well as for them. So it will vary, and like I said, it's a relationship business. So figure out what these guys are doing, with these guys and gals, anybody that has money, find out what they're making on their money and how they're looking at what their end goal is for their money, so that you can help them realize that. That's something I like to ask them is, well, what are you saving for? And it's like, retirement, or a new car, or I take my investment money and I put it into a trip. So I take one huge European vacation every year or something like that. I had an investor that used to do that. They would take certain funds, invest them, and then they take that the profits from that investing, and they do like a month and a half long European vacation. And it was it was kind of cool the way they did it and penciled it out, and that, hey, that's what we get. So you knew that, hey, I sent an investor to Italy, France, and Spain for 6 weeks because of the money they made off of me. And it was amazing. I'm so happy I was able to help them with that. So you have to build those relationships and have those talks. Let's see. What do you feel the hurdles are to meeting with private money lenders? Steve, those hurdles are a lot of times up here in your own heads. You just got to get out there and talk to people. You have to build your confidence. You have to learn the words that feel right coming out of your mouth. I think that's really it. There's Keith goes through a bunch of that stuff in his book, and I tackle a bunch of it in my videos too. But I think that's probably the biggest hurdle is it's in your head. Money's out there. Yeah, you just got to talk to the people and keep talking to people until you find it. How many people should we start marking to get money? Is it better to call or just email them or just mail them? Matt, it's relationships. If you're just calling somebody out of the blue or just sending them a letter, it doesn't work to a high percentage at all. And a lot of times the people that respond to that are people that truly know what they're doing and they do it as a business and they have their set numbers that they want and the information that they want for if they're responding to a letter that comes in the mail. I like to go out and meet people, shake hands, have a drink, all that kind of stuff. I ask my private lenders that I already have, hey, if you have anybody else, I've got plenty of deals for you and your friends, and we can get them on deals too. And if you want, depending on how your relationship is with them and how their relationship with their friend is, you can offer a little kick to them. Hey, every time one of your friends invest with me, and instead of giving them money, sometimes you give them a present. Like if you know they're a Scotch guy, you get them a nice bottle of Scotch. Your favorite Scotch is this. Boom! Every time they invest with me, I got you a new bottle. Things like that. It just kind of helps build it. And then they have a bottle of Scotch, and somebody says, "Oh, where'd you get that?" You deliver it to them at work or something like that, or on the holidays where they post a present of it, and that helps build those conversations that you're not even part of, but helps bring money in the doors. So Matt, you have as many conversations, as many people as it takes. That's really the answer to that. But they're using for examples in the scenario. Are you talking interest, points, or profit share? Alex Lloyd, it's all of it. Sometimes you start off with sharing profit. Sometimes you do points or interest. Sometimes you just do a flat fee. It really varies based on your deal, and the private investor. So I'm not talking real specifics here on any of that, but there's all different ways to do it to make it. But again, go back to that conversation of, hey, how much are you making on your money right now? And that kind of gives you the starting point of what these people are expecting. See, I'm ramping up my lending business, and I'm looking for experienced flippers to deploy my cash. Looks like Steve is doing a little marketing here. Let's see, Matt, what profession do you see most lenders in? I've seen stockbrokers. I mean, really, Matt, I think it's other entrepreneurs. People who know that real estate is a good place to make money, but they're too busy doing their own thing, and they want to put that money somewhere. Lately, I've been seeing a lot more people that are making money on the internet, doing coaching programs or social media or anything where they have freedoms, but they can really do their own thing. It's not so much the lawyers and the dentists and the attorneys anymore. A lot of your more traditional asset managers, like the big Wall Street kind of companies, they really go after those professionals. So now we're seeing the guys like us, the entrepreneurs who are out doing their own thing and being successful at it. Well, I'm making money, but how can I make my money make me more money while I'm making money over here? And I think that's the newest trend of where a lot of these private lenders are coming from. Let's see. Just reading some more of these. Daniel, the video will probably get up into the Facebook group page, the Flipping Blueprint group. I guess we're all in here right now. But I'm also going to post it on the YouTube channel. So if you guys don't know about the YouTube channel, there is the Flipping Blueprint group YouTube channel, and I've got a whole bunch of videos on there. It's stuff that I used to sell, and now I'm just giving it away for you. It's from a couple years ago, but it's great content. Unfortunately, it's a lot of me just talking, some slides and some forms and some of that fun stuff. So take it in small doses maybe, but it's a ton of information. If you think about the Flipping Blueprint book as your textbook, that's your audio tutorial to the book. And they really go hand in hand and go explain things a lot more. And just I think Keith has some links in his book too for additional resources on raising private money, since this is really what this is about. All right, I got, if you guys want one or two more questions, we can do that. But like I said, I've got a drink to get to with a private investor of mine, and got just a couple minutes left here. But good questions so far. Glad to see so many people on here, some friends and some new faces alike. Hopefully everyone's staying safe and happy during these times, and staying busy and profitable too. All different things happened over this year. I'll probably do another sips and flips maybe next week, and share some of my stories over this year, and how I lost about 2.5 months of this year to various things, just completely lost and gone. Yeah, that's a story though that should be shared with a tequila. How much skin in the game do you have? Well, it really varies on a per deal basis, Matt. Some deals I fully fund myself. Other deals I have absolutely nothing into them besides time and energy. Maybe some marketing costs, depending on what it is. It really depends on the deal and what makes sense and how it becomes most profitable for me and my company, and it meets our goals. It's December 1st. Hopefully you guys have already started planning your goals for next year, because that now's the time. Actually, last month was probably the time to get started on that, but get working on your goals for next year, that's for sure. Yeah, Steve, I appreciate that. People are always looking to help, and definitely you see people with questions in the group, chime in there. Let's share that kind of stuff. Roger Bremer, what's my favorite bottle? I'm assuming you're talking about tequila. I'm a big fan of Dos Artes Extra Añejo, and with the borders closed, we have not been able to find it in quite some time, and my stashes are empty. But I've got a few good replacements on my shelves right now, so I'm doing okay. All right, guys. Again, a lot of your hurdles are in your head. Have conversations. It's a relationship business. Get out there and talk to people, and continually talk to people. Get my buddy's book, Private Money Secrets by Keith Yackey, and follow him on Instagram. And I'm sure he might chime in on some of these comments here if he sees this. I'll tag him in it. And I hope you guys are all doing well. And if you have any questions, post them in the group. You guys see me in there. I'm answering. I'm sharing. I'm doing what I can. But if you have questions, don't be afraid to ask them, because that's how you're going to learn. That's how you're going to improve, and that's how you're going to grow your business. So, safe investing, everybody.